Back it up. Step it up. Step it up, back it up. Step it up, step it up. Step it up, back it up. Step it up, back it up. Here we go.
We're back. Haven't seen us for a while. A more beautiful you. Look at how beautiful. I don't even have to do anything. Look at her. I know Justine from how many years ago, Justine?
Probably about 10 years.
Almost 10 years ago. She was a little girl and she's still a little girl. So today, she hasn't told me, I haven't seen her for a while because she moved. So today, she mentioned to me that she had a haircut about a year ago, right?
Yeah, it's probably been about 10 months.
It's about 10 months to a year. So you could see her hair. She has beautiful hair. She did have some color in it, highlights. And she's letting them grow for now anyway. But she did agree today, because she hasn't had it cut for a long enough time, that we're going to cut a little bit off of her. We talked about some bangs. Look at what I could do, whatever I want, she's still going to be beautiful. But I recommended not too short, which she agreed. Okay? At first she wanted them a little bit shorter. Then when we talk, I always talk. You remember that, right? I try not to confuse people, but sometimes I do. But I knew Justine understood. So after we spoke, she has a little bit of a cowlick right in the front, and we're going to work with that. But if you went too short with those bangs, by the time they came up, the ends would be right here. So I just recommended to cut it a little bit longer so it drops down a little bit. And she agreed. And she's not afraid to take a little bit of hair off. She just wants to get it healthy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. You think you are going to color it again or no?
I might. I'm probably just going to let it grow
Let
out.
it come out?
Yeah.
Well, then if it bothers you, all you have to do, if those ends bother you, if they would bother you, all you have to do is color the ends. You don't have to color your hair.
Okay.
If they would bother you. If you want, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
So we're going to do a nice show with her. It's going to be easy. She's the only girl that ever took and hugged me because she knows me. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, all right, we're going to have I'm going to have a few things in my head I want to discuss with the audience, and keep watching. We'll be back. Remember, WWSSP TV, if you want to see it online. So we're going to shampoo Justine's hair, and then we're going to get going, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. See you in a little bit. All right, we're back. Shampoo feel pretty good?
Yes.
You go to school?
I graduated from college, King's College, in 2007.
There you- 2007 with?
2007, with a Bachelor of Science degree in biology. And right now I work in Allentown at Connective Tissue Gene Tests. It's a molecular diagnostic testing center, and we test for connective tissue diseases.
Very interesting. Is it interesting?
It is interesting.
You like it?
I like it a lot.
Oh,
Yes.
good, good. Then she's going to be good at it. Maybe you'll discover something.
Maybe.
And I'll retire because I'll be your only hairstylist. All right, so that's good. You want to say hello to anyone? She is getting married next year, unless I'm not supposed to say that, am I?
No,
Okay.
October of next year.
So she's going to get married next October, so do you want to say hello?
I would like to say hi to the Senko family, to my mom, my two sisters, my brother, my grandmother,
There you go. That's nice.
and everybody else that I know.
There you go. And thanks for watching, everyone. I know I hear it a lot out there when I'm out there. People are always watching it, no matter where I go. Are you Kip? Yes. And a lot of them could tell by my voice, didn't even see my face. And that's true. And Kathy, you want to say hello? No?
My Nona.
Justine's Nona's here. Oh, you call her Nona? Mm-hmm. That's what my grandkids would call my mother, Nona. But yeah, she doesn't want to be on, so she just came in case I don't do it right. So we're here. Now, Justine, you could even see it as it's wet. She still has a lot of the blonde left in it. So the whole key to that is if you're going to want to not color your hair, but get rid of the blonde, you just color the blonde. A lot of girls I've had come into me that had their whole heads colored, but they didn't want their hair colored. But they got rid of the blonde, but their hair was colored again, so they got roots. So if you do it that way, make sure if you have hair you don't like, You want to match it to the rest, just dye that part if you don't want dye to hit the rest of your hair.
What about low lights?
Low lights is adding dark.
So that's
So-
not good.
Well, it's not that it's not good, but you know, if you put your color, say, in through here, you'd still have a line there.
No, that's true.
You know what I mean? So usually girls do the blonde and the low lights together. You know? But I personally don't particularly care for all that because it's too much for the hair. It is a lot of money, so I know why the salons do it. I'm more of a natural person. Color, do it all, but natural. Too many people have lowlights, highlights, color, and they're telling everyone, look at how natural this looks. I mean, it's so unnatural with the products and the chemicals in your hair that how could it be even close to natural? So I've been fixing people for a lot of years with corrective color jobs. But when I do it, I try not to make people go, oh, wow, you know, it should just blend with you. It shouldn't be like that's all you see is the girl's hair. So some stylists out there just want you to notice the hair. They don't care about what else is happening. I don't do it that way. I keep telling people, and there's a lot of people I've been getting, and they're coming to me for 1 or 2 haircuts just to get them on the right track, get their hair to be fixed. So if you even live out of the area, if your hair isn't right and you have trouble, come in and I'll show you how to get your hair right without charging you through the nose in every other way, not talking to you about color and doing, I mean, so if you want a good cut that you can wash and wear or blow or curl and be very easy, come and visit me. So all the girls out there that I've helped, if you ask some of them, they'll tell you I give them 1, 2, 3 haircuts and they went to their hairstylist and had them follow it as best as they could. So if they can't follow it, then they come back. If not, I helped you. So I know there are a lot of women out there that have a lot of trouble with their hair. They don't know what to do. So come in and I'll show you. And that's what I'm good at. So even if you only come to me 1 or 2 times, it'll be well worth it to you to get your hair on the right track. Now we're gonna start with Justine, okay? So we're gonna start to take some hair off of her. She's not afraid. If a woman's afraid, I do talk. You
It
can
will grow
always
back.
take more. You can always take more hair. So even if she wanted her bangs short, I would have recommended to her to leave them longer. And if she would be around next week or tomorrow or next month, come in and I'll retrim it up as short as she wants, no charge. So that's what I'm telling you. So if you decide and whenever, and you're going to be up around here and you want them a little shorter, just come over.
Okay.
But if I go short and she does it, then it's too short. You got to live with it till it grows. So I think it's a lot easier to be able to take it to what I think, and then if you want to go shorter, it's easy to take some off. So that's the story. I always offered women, if they wore bangs or even, forget even a bang, if they wore anything shorter in the front, to just come in and I would retrim it for them if they needed it before they needed their haircut. I think I'm going to be doing a show, I'll just tell you a little bit about it, with a girl that I cut a year ago, same as Justine. And I saw her not long ago. And she still comes to me, she just doesn't come often. But I wanted to do a show, I'm going to do a show with her if she wants to do it, if she's not afraid. And show everyone how a haircut, even though it's a year old, when I do the show, I'm not going to even mention that the girl was cut a year ago, because you're going to think her hair was cut for the show that day. That's how nice the girl's hair looked, okay? The cut lasted, so that's the whole thing with a good cut. People either go often because they don't like anyone, they don't even know that they had a haircut, and some girls like to change if they go 8, 10, 12 weeks without a haircut, or even longer. So you can go. I remember, Justine, even when I cut your hair years ago, you'd go a while, but your hair always looked great. 6 months later, it still looked beautiful. So, all right, that's one thing.
Step it up, back it up. Step it up, step it up. Back it up. Step it up. Step it up, back it up. Step it up, step it up. Step it up, back it up. Step it up, back it up. Here we go.
All right, everyone. Laying her hair up, coming getting there. You can see we took several inches off. Feel light?
Yes, it does.
Feels good?
Feels wonderful.
Good. I wanted to just say, I wanted to talk a little bit about perms because I've had some women getting perms and I tell them not to get them because they're getting it too soon. And they'll go to me, Kip, there's no perm in my hair. I said, there is perm in your hair. What, there isn't. I said, no, there's no curl in your hair. So ladies, listen to this. If you've had a perm on your hair and it's this long and you only get an inch cut every now and then you get another perm, maybe you had 3 inches cut, there's still 4 or 5 inches of perm left. So if that was a 20 minutes or 25 minutes and they blew another perm, there's 50 minutes of perm on that section of your hair. So the curl doesn't mean you don't have perm, the chemical's on it. So don't over perm your hair, ladies. Get them, but don't overdo it. And if you do kill your hair from a perm, the perm won't take. So if the beautician or hairstylist wants to be nice and give you another one, tell them no and leave and don't get another one. So, plus you could have wash and wear hair if you don't get a perm. You don't need a perm to have wash and wear hair. And there's nothing wrong with perms. I made women love their curly hair long before people liked their curly hair, way, way back. They hated their curly hair. It's because it was very unhealthy, no good haircut in it. So how are you gonna like it? So it would take time to fix and get it right. And there's still women out there, almost 50 years later, there are still women out there that hate their natural curly hair because nobody knows how to get it healthy. And you can only get it healthy by cutting some of it off. And if you have to do it a little bit at a time, that's what you do. I haven't said it for a while on a lot of the shows, but ladies, you're worth it. Take care of yourself. Come in and treat yourself. Get 3 or 4 haircuts a year. Your hair's gonna be better than it ever was because I take what a person has and make it as good as it can be. I don't just give you a hairdo. That's what most of them do. Give you a cut that's like a hairdo. I'll give you a nice natural cut that's easy. That's what makes it easy. And 2, 3, 4 months later, it'll still look good, even though I said it at the beginning of the show. Now, I'm gonna say it again. You're worth it. Holidays are coming up. Treat yourself and get your hair done or after the holidays, because I'm gonna be busy. So don't not take care of yourself. And I'm not mad. People think I'm mad when I talk like this. I'm not, right, Kath? Kathy and I go at it once in a while, but we're never mad, right, Kathy?
Right.
Ah, you heard that voice. So take care of yourself and you're worth it. You're worth it. Let your husband or your boyfriend treat you. The holidays, the Valentine's Day, birthdays, I have a lot of people getting gift certificates. So have them treat you if you're having trouble with your hair. Don't be afraid. It's like the person that doesn't want to go to the gym because they're out of shape. Well, everybody that started was out of shape. So go in. Nobody's going to make fun of you. I see women at their worst. So don't worry. You're all beautiful as far as I'm concerned. Just come in if you have trouble. You're the girls I want, and there's too many of you out there that are still having trouble. You can't get a good haircut, and half of these people are just being taught how to do certain cuts. And then they do them on everybody, and that's why you're here. A lot of people say you go to a shop, we all look alike. That's what happens. They only learn how to do certain haircuts and then they put them on everybody. I don't do that. I take the individual, make their hair good for what hair they have on their head. I'm not worrying about somebody else. So I have had women come in and say, I want this picture. I said, you know what? If you went where the person did this picture, they're not doing it with your hair. So that's where you have to be with this. It's take the individual and give them the best hair they could have. And I don't know too many people out there that do it that way. I'm watching the guys on TV, and I'm up to here, and I'm not mad, but I'm watching up to here, explain what they're going to do, and after the show's done, I watch it. I know they don't do what they said. And the women are still going, oh, look at how good it is. They didn't do anything they said, and some of them aren't even happy. So just remember that you're worth it. You're worth it. I haven't said it for a while. I'm going to keep saying it now. You're worth it. Don't not do it. So, all right, I'm happy though. We're gonna take Justine. She told me before we started she either does it natural, which means she lets the curl come into it, or she'll blow it. So you could do either way with the hairdo. You could style it different ways. So we're gonna fluff this out. Now, one thing with her hairline, because it does go up right in this area, it does go up, you can't play too much with it because you'll mess it. So, right, Justine? Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna do a lot, but I am gonna blow this down first to try to pull it together, and then we'll brush it off her face. And I don't do wedding parties, because I've had people calling me up. I don't do any wedding parties. I'm done doing wedding parties. So I appreciate you calling and asking me, but I don't do any wedding parties anymore. How's it feel, Justine? Pretty good?
It feels light and it feels a lot better.
A lot healthier.
Yes.
All right, now we'll blow this dry in a few minutes. And a good thing to know with this is that you don't spend a lot of time blowing your hair dry. If you spend a lot of time blowing your hair dry, then you're actually just giving yourself a hairdo. You're not letting the cut let it happen for you. So when I would have the assistants help me down in Philadelphia, they would help me blow dry, and I would tell them, take the person, if I knew the person's hair could dry in 6 minutes or 7, I didn't want them spending 20, 30 minutes on it. So I would time them. So that's what I'm even doing with Justine now. I'm going to blow her hair dry, and when I'm done, I'm going to show her how long it took, which won't be long. Now, because her hair hasn't been cut for a while, she could end up having a little trouble with it, but you come in if you have trouble. Look at how nice her color is, the natural color. It's beautiful. She doesn't need anything in her hair. It doesn't mean you can't play and you can't do things, but my way is do it when you're bored. Don't do it because you have to do it because you got so used to doing it and you're stuck like you're a slave to it now. So, which is most people out there, because the beauty industry wants you to be a slave. They want you to be a slave. I don't want you to be a slave. And the older I'm getting with the women that are getting old with me, the more they're turning into slaves because they don't want their gray hair, they don't want this, so I'm getting business I don't even want. So the key is simple. Simple is beautiful. Simplicity is what beauty's about, not being Ozzy Osbourne's wife. What's her name?
Sharon.
I mean, they look like freaks. I wish they'd call me. I wish they could see the show. Just talking about another show. I mean, a woman's lips were as big as her head. I mean, what is that all about? That's beauty? They look so fake, it's not even funny. And it's sad because they're spending a fortune on it. So now the blow dry is going to take a little longer because I'm talking. But I know I started about 20 after. Get me while I'm still doing it. You gotta get me while I'm still doing it. And I didn't recommend most shows. They would have dyed her hair, colored it. She'd have been a slave to that again. Get rid of the blonde, just let it grow out. You can see we still have that line of color right here, but she's better off. She really hated it. She could come in and I would just take her natural color and put it on that blonde part and she wouldn't know she had it. You don't want to do it and then like a month later say, oh, I want a blonde again. So if you would ever decide not to do it, then that's it. Don't redo it blonde. But even with colors, these young girls are using black. Hey girls, when you're 16, 17, 19, 20, you could do anything. I don't care what you're doing, you're going to be beautiful. But if you get stuck with those things, like I've had a lot of girls coming in with hair as black as this cape. and they want it to be fixed. It's not, I won't do it anymore because there's too many coatings on their hair, and no matter what you put on it, it's going to turn orange. So Justine told me a little story when she said she had her hair highlighted, low lighted, and what color did the highlights come out?
Orange.
Orange.
Supposed
So
to be
then-
strawberry blonde.
And it was supposed to be strawberry blonde. So you pay for this, right?
Yes.
Number one, they should have told her not to do it. And even Justine said, well, maybe I'll just end up getting highlights and that'll be it. And that's the way to do it. Don't get so much. More is not better. More doesn't make you better. And the industry wants you to be more and more and more because it's all about this. Everybody knows what this is. And I know I make as more than 9 out of 10 hairdressers without being that way. So that's the way they should be going, my way. Have a lot of women come in, like I say, and they'll end up going back to their hairdresser and try to follow it. And sometimes they do and sometimes they can't. And remember, if you get a good haircut somewhere and 2 months or 3 months later you get a little trim in it, it's still the old haircut. Remember that. A good haircut doesn't disappear right away unless you get your hair totally hacked off. But if you just get trim, you end up with the same haircut you had. So you don't even know if the person that did it was good. You're worth it, women. You're worth it. Only because I watch, I'm very observant. And I see people still have major problems with their hair. A lot of different reasons. If you want a consultation, come in. You do charge for the consultations, but it'll be well worth it to go back to your beautician and tell them what you need and how to do it and what to do. So I'm fed up with the high maintenance that's going on out there, and all that's happening now is it's going back to the 60s. When I got into business in the 60s, super high maintenance, super. Blonde, black, skunk streaks, they used to call them. I mean, horrible. And people looked for me. I was young and did a lot of people and helped a lot of people. So I'm not young anymore. So if you have trouble, get on the right track before I'm not doing it, you know? While I'm still here to help you. And you're worth it. You're worth it. I haven't told this story for a while, but I have had a lot of men call me after I work on their girlfriends or their wife or whoever, telling me that I made them happy because they don't have to hear their wife or their girlfriend complain about their hair anymore. So, and these are men I never met, just call me out of the clear. Just thank you very, very much. I'm like, why? My wife doesn't complain about her hair anymore. All right, we're finished with this blow dry. It did take about 8-9 minutes, but it would have been sooner if I wouldn't have talked as much. So I just want to ask Justine one thing now. You think you would like those bangs shorter? Just get a feel for it. Stand up and feel it. Or do you think I was right to leave them where I did?
No, you were right.
Well, I mean, because if not, I would definitely, you could
No,
trim
I
them
think
easy.
it would have been
Well,
too
they'd be
short.
way up there.
Yeah.
And you don't wear bangs. So.
No.
So there you go.
Yeah, this is a perfect
But if
one.
they weren't right, I would have retrimmed them for her. So that's what it's about, to help someone. But look at how beautiful she looks. Here, Justine, you can brush it a little bit. I just want people, I usually have people, when it's their first time, let them get a feel for it after I cut it and let them play. Stand up if you want, Justine. That's it. Now, if you want to brush it, or your fingers, or...
It's really nice. Wow.
Feels thick too, doesn't it?
Yeah. Especially since my hair's so thin.
Well, it isn't super thin, but the texture is.
Wow.
You happy?
Yes.
There you go. I made another girl happy. Thank God. Then you know how it's going to
beautiful.
be in the week or 10 days. You're going to love it even more. So
It's
I'm going to
amazing.
tell her again.
I really like
If
that.
she needs her front trimmed, even if it's all right, but she needs it in a month or 6 weeks, come in and I'll retrim it for her. And you walk in, trim it, and leave.
Don't worry, I'll come back.
Oh, well, thank you very, very much. She's going to make a gorgeous bride, so that guy's really lucky. So I have enjoyed this haircut, Justine. I'm glad you came to me. I'm glad you decided to come back.
Thank you so much.
All right, everyone. Take care. You're worth it, ladies. Take care of yourself. Come on, tell them.
Take care of yourself.
There.
Yes, they are. This is grandmother speaking. Take care of yourself. You're worth it.
Ah, beautiful. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you again. Bye-bye.
Stepping up, backing up. Stepping up,